twino efa eye workers day ho ana afi so eye sojani a Langard for boni tua wo makuno yen ensase ho nsensem etesen ye nneoma ye etitesesen a eja ema yema enkofo bi ate wo ho wo from Landguards a wo mafa eye tumi no na wo de ye de wo mope yen kone embusa eye nanache efa eye by election no ho EC minim se wo video no a eye MP for eye kwada so ebo modin ade envelope ede ma eye EC staff and EC say men kan kire wo say omo ye hwehwemu omo investigation omo ye wie no hunu say the envelopes no for officials no was for lunch nti EC for say boni bi any envelope na ede ma omo no ye de ma for lunch na chei ede na wo ka fa asebwe I say question am to man kra start history
I reho was that sometimes you know what I say nipa no mudi o man nanim no I say nkra bia afi no master school ase a wunnim mo left from right and you know like we kwa wetimi kobo we no we kobo we agudie wo mo adwen mu enye so mo ani so agoro ankasa wo mo adwen mu agoro because there are certain things you will not expect a mature politician who has come of age. He understands politics. He understands its dynamics. Said they high politics here to do certain things. Okay, Yanka said, yeah, politics. Yeah, EC, elections. Elections no more, no. A state institution. The electoral commission, and in charge of it. A body. Locating all the resources here, including lands. The money officers. Then somebody out of the blue, who is your friend is a part of team a contested for an election, or you're part of the government, a pop it up, and then he walks to an EC official at post. Now what he envelope sikawum now the man. Metisano kase I bribe na mede mana and come the beko secret. I'm say I join in the party. Because yes,
or your professor.
Oh, now say professor and I respect there are a lot. I respect them a lot because I have friends who are professors in for. But and you living up to the title. There are a lot of people who are savvy. You don't even know where they got it from. Because then there's some people who say I am part of a team I contested for the elections. So more or less you are a contestant. This is an EC already. There is a backstory to everything. Dr. Ren, consistently there has been a constant attack on the Electoral Commission so far as in the dealings with government is concerned. There are people who are so convinced beyond every reasonable doubt that J. Mensa is tied to the apron strings and the influences of government. A man for contending with that particular thing. So as a reasonable person, you don't do anything that will seek to give credence to that notion. So you don't go there at that particular point in the broad day. You can't do that. So I think there a poor exercise of discretion on his part, because he didn't even have the sense to realize that is how dangerous these people are. Because the very moment they are, who no hurts, and I say a very creative problem, no. That alone is another thing. For electoral commission, I'm not sure that you expect electoral commission so like I say a bribe. And you see, it's so funny. Since when an electoral commission workers anybody at all can just walk in and say, I'm more pay for lunch. Mine, why the mandate team is almost bisika for lunch at that particular moment? These are questions that you need to ask. Electoral commission, so can any person at all just walk and say, me mama lunch? No, you are working at that point as a referee. At the same referee, I call match no kuma has a folk no kotoko match. Kumase. The match they call half time and I has a folk official about Kwamba referee dressing room. Not 100 million and there or some mama lunch. Now roughly know about the package in account the lunch and home. And now per lunch the extra order manner. Oh yeah, you know we are with me on the field lunch be up the other man. But at the time all the Jumano, you don't do that. So you see, this poor discretion that these people exercise even in minor situations like this, and I more amplify at the national level when you're the 2 minute near Masha for that. So the reason why we are in this mess, the reason why nothing seems to be working, I reflected the poor thinking of these people who are supposed to be reasonable, because also a professor, as a professor there, and yeah, me I met and some of these basic things are I didn't know to say you're wrong, You don't need to be committing such elementary mistakes. But who cross had no any mistake. So he walk in a broad day and just dole out an envelope to an EC official and at an official post that all year Juma no no so sensitive. It's nothing about election day. Our political parties, obia or her option said the interest obi emfa embum fa so now kokoye sa be same way. I think it's highly unfortunate. Now electoral commission is no response and as for no it's unfortunate. I was expecting some level of condemnation be now you can't tell amount for say so we talking be the more electoral commission and as for anya bro mo work grounds of more elections na cause obi ade. It is improper, it is immoral, and it is illegal, because such acts are tantamount to influencing that person to do things that you want. It's tantamount to. So these are things that I think we need to set the perimeters. Now you're condemning these things. Now in the future, I'm not sure that this thing should end here, because it doesn't lie on the electoral commission to conclude this. Now a land, so it ends there. I think we need to do proper investigation into this thing, not because of the why say future obim konkoye sanse munu we biem. So just imagine say talk about 2024 elections. Then John Mahama walks to a polling station. Now I come for EC. Your fans are presiding, we know no. Now a envelope the amano.
I mean, under our friend is electoral laws, bribery or any attempt to unduly influence a friend is an officer of the Electoral Commission of Ghana, a crime.
Yes.
Ye nim say a crime. So why is the EC trying to protect the MP involved? And again, the MP so a lawmaker. One was Shemranema a year wa my Ghana no sebu ye president editumu na ye na ye diswo. And if you have a whole MP mrashebedwani na woni mmrano na wo bum mrano so na ye beka se eye lunch me question me busa ne se endei won mo ma EC aduane no eye sa contract no ya je free wo nsem ne de ama MP sefo ana scientist idea to aswe me.
No, you see, I had that culture of impunity now you created over the years, and no one net was so. Because I did why catch say highly, it doesn't make sense and resonate with common sense and reasoning, and you will not expect such a high profile person. And yes, a politician, or you're new to the arena. This is a certain member of parliament who of course school to a certain level. He understands basic actors, values, and guide some of these things. And you know very well, sir, you are a party in this particular ongoing elections. So you don't go to the ground and attempt to give out money to somebody. And like I said, electoral commission and some now no, it doesn't change anything. Because if the electoral commission admits say a bribe, at the end of the day, it will soil their integrity. So what I say, so if there is any investigation, the electoral commission will be a party to that investigation. So for them there, it's understandable they will attempt to exonerate themselves from whatever that has happened. But from the perspective of a reasonable average Ghanaian, we need to have a discussion. It is not about electoral commission, it is not about the person who committed the act. It is about from the perspective of a reasonable average Ghanaian, how do we see these things? And I think that there is no reasonable average Ghanaian friend who sees something wrong with this thing. And if there is something wrong with it, then we need to remedy it. Because America say, just imagine say Akufo-Addo and I say Baumi and I say John Mahama election day. Now, I will go to a particular constituency and a polling station. Now, where you see, or the chairman, electoral commission, your friends, agents, and as a form of more. At the end of the day, no, it will rob the election of its credibility. And as a so-called professor, you should be sensible enough to know that you don't have to do some of these things. But he did it. That is why we need to have a conversation. So I think that there is no way Obi Betimi justify what he did. What he did is highly making sense. It doesn't make sense. And I think that some form of investigation, has to be constituted. Already, electoral commission, the integrity, and as for our line, so that. So, or more kasa a bribe. So, are they saying that going into 2020 elections, the electoral commission say a lancha. Would they be expecting when other political parties also decide, say they will go to polling stations and give people lunch? You see, these people are not sensible. I mean, Ghana, your problem. These people are not sensible at all. Dr. Ram, will you me? Or say a lunch, so it's okay. So just imagine going into 2024 elections. Every political party there decides, yeah, the gift, obey the about for the gift, polling station. Say, what you have for the part? So, bet me, I go. Bet me, you dying.
Yeah, the business never cook all the polling station. No master team, Mexico say,
a man for them, cook on a double, and as for Besia. We see, or more Nimian Santo Mocasa 1 minute. Because we are a gift, now what, and it is okay. 2024 elections, a man for them punching and cocoa back polling station as a gift. And you can't stop anybody. You see, I think that there is a genuine mistake that has been committed, and there should be a proper way of addressing this particular thing. Now, when you saw a Kenyan to Ghana for say no, yeah, for a election there, you don't come here and say, me market. Oh, but I'm not going to gift. Election day, when you are a party to the election, that is why I'm going to say, if you look at the thinking level of these so-called politicians and the way they think, this is a Professor Amponio and our brain is a be Accra.
Professor Nyakun, a friend is a Kwadasu MP, a member of parliament.
Professor no brain is Accra, so you can imagine what is happening up there. So we have a problem. That is what I'm saying, sir. We need to be part of this active conversation. Just politics. You guys are microphone to school no more, doctors no more, we are. Sir, and encouraging we no more at the classroom. I be politics no. And you think they will come out with measures a bit me why am a land gas problem? Yes, no.
Mami Busa, same way. Do you think say as a country, Emrene do say ye tete emebunu mabawa ewo leadership ho? Do you think it's a far overdue? Say this is the time people who are calling for fix the country, the freedom fighters, the third force, other people a friend is saying free thinkers are own their own thought. It's a common sense family. Do you think it's about time when we bring up this conversation? You bet me to take leaders quality leaders who will be more patriotic and then also serve the nation with good characters, good morals, and good values.
Yes, I think that's long overdue. Now, I think we'll grab my campaign. Every serious country, be our plan, our objective, be one way or the other, our leadership academia, and a certain line of succession. Yenam should train leaders. Because you see, Oko West, and the eastern part, America, and then the number for them, and Russia, and then the number for China, and then as for them. You see, or my no, it's driven through a certain ideological lines. So capitalism versus communism, and the echo. So nobody is interested in leaving the lines bare for anybody to come and take over, so that at some point in time, they switch. Nobody wants to do that. So you need to build a particular line of leaders. Obey inserted this obey indoctrinate you on the lines you want to go. The future aspirations and the goals are or minor doesn't want to deviate from. I bet me that line of leadership, what you sustaining. And say, yes, I may start at the end, or China Kuba, no, but to start in the no. That is the succession plan China after to see how the Budimino. So it is about building the systems and institutions that will allow people, few individual discretions in as for the best way or mine off. But there is a system in place, as a leader no bar, or to the aquasi, he understands leadership, the ethics, basic tenets, and value system. Never be a can he understands, and he's operating within a particular space. But if there is no system, if there is nothing, there is no training, there is no cap on him or bar, whatever the person thinks is right. Because there is no limitation to his powers, he can decide to do whatever. Because there is no restraining will be a so. It is very dangerous, and it's the reason why we are still here. Africa, such measures don't exist. China, for instance, they have a lot of leadership academies are springing up. We didn't even the Communist Party now, auditing the leaders. In America, you think it's so easy. Say, oh, sorry, I'm not a president. Donald Trump is the only first outsider with Washington outsider to be a president. He has been on the tails of the GOP for quite a long time.
No, aside financier crowd the Republicans and some of these a friend is saying senators. No ankasa sponsor or mokra in a friend is on a flip side.
Yes. So you see, there is a deliberate system. Directly or indirectly, people are being trained. Yet take your man for through a certain lines. I wouldn't say leadership line and what I'm so say that here. By Hano, a year about say, oh, Sikana with me, a bribe few people are then with me. And Captain about the Senate, the whole MPP as a political party branded as an elite party. Boko Kumasin is to me their party chairman. Does it make sense? Kumasi.
Why a year or more chairman?
Won't to me. Or Kasa asa obi a yawan and lagatel. Unim lagatel. Tese or Kasa boom 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 to say obi a or practice a dam no as obi a or practice a dam at the early stage. Kasa boom 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 boom. And these are people leading. Now you ask yourself say about the saying and as such a character in your access to the corridors of power and there. Ye taking major decisions in as for such a character is part of it. It means a leadership, talent in basic things now you're considering, you're tuning in and they are now with me because I'm for Kuguram now you're galam say no winner cigar. All of a sudden you can switch to the political arena, you're good to go because you have money. So nobody is thinking about value system. Nobody is talking about ethics because acquiring seven class, semi a professor, just see a yuka. And can media the following day the person will resign and go. You have to resign. But he's defending himself. The Electoral Commission is defending him. And there are people, the gullible masses on the ground are defending him. He did right. But in the eyes of a reasonable, right-thinking Ghanaian, you can't tell me this is right. It is okay. That's our society. Because your leadership, it's not measured. You can get wings and fly off. Great. Nobody will do anything to you. We need to regulate, create a certain parameters within which leaders can operate. If you go overboard, it's so easy. Now, as filtrate you from the field, then you create room. So leadership there, I think that we need to train people. Now, instill a certain sense of discipline, certain sense of ownership, certain sense of your friend is saying that patriotism, nationalism, now work. Now you deviate from a baby per water, mamma home, maybe create a padia, mamma home. At the end of the day, there is no single person on this planet that will all quiet, yet be heading to go. It is about the legacy you leave. It is about the impact you make on others. It is about, you see, there are a lot of people move. Sorry for those people in the end, they die miserably. They die while lonely because through them. Nobody gives a damn about you. Sana governance and leadership at the top level. Sana tie. And the Aquene Bia or Benabiano, you seize the moment, You do good, you do right. It's as simple as that. If you decide to go wayward, there is no coming back. So I think we, the people, need to insist on it because you see, maybe too many people we see on the stage and then Dudwana are not leaders. And these are greedy people. They don't even qualify to be called politicians. These are greedy people who have just sought certain solace within the political system, and they are using it to amass wealth to themselves and make sure that they position their family in such a way as and never be. There is nothing like leadership. Part. There is nothing like maybe solve a problem. It is about they themselves. So we, the people, need to rise, wake up to this obvious reality, and see how you be to address it.
Yo, ebusia ugusu a wotie Rainbow Radio 92.4 FM. Nana aso wotie yen. Ye colleague baako. Milton Keynes wotie ye Milton Keynes. Ye ma Milton Keynes fo nyina no ye mo akwaba. Send ya make cho ye keteke no ye dwumadie Rainbow Radio. Ye bie ye office kese baako nso Milton Keynes a ene me no ka sei de. Ye nuanom Milton Keynes obi a etie Rainbow Radio. All over UK, over United Kingdom there. Per radio station eja bosso din with a year one more ya Rainbow Radio eka ebie Alexa for so ye mamunyina mo akwaba yenchia Alfred yenchia culture bi anakofi osei ye mamunyina mo akwaba maminkin kan messages ni bi ewa ha sei or say Dr. Ren, kudos to you and Ivan Innocent. I love listening to this young man. Anytime he comes on Rainbow Radio, his in-depth analysis, knowledge shared is really, really fantastic. Kudos to all Rainbow Radio listeners. Will say it is possible for these bandits descending into the street. This reminds me of Hong Kong, 1814, 1864. A disappointed civil service examination candidate who, influenced by Christian teachings, organized a rebel army and routed the Queen's forces at Gentine. Only in Ghana that MP boldly goes to polling station and buy lunch for those supervising the election. What is the integrity as a professor? Culture being so they say the making kind of coffee or say Culture B or say they had no way EC would cover that lie with the video evidence. Lunch for the professional staff are provided by catering services, not monetary. The way and manner he handed the EC official the envelope even speaks volume. Let him say, Papa no nim how I timi yi sika free bottom the bribe will be. Hey! John Diago Techi was a concert country. Oh, Alfred Idris was a good evening. And Sanso and I heard the Pankasa was a wound to me has money. I also degrees and titles do not change an overgrown school board. Hey, I do I heard the Pankasa also the free. Holland edemaye yenko sima kakrebi yeman payini di asimbia to jo say or you're confident that the unfortunate era of Doomo would not return. Doomo yeman payini di nanwatum. Ivan 18.
Yeah, Dr. Ran, I think that is the we say Debbie America Obia no Tigana or your mamboy force there or expect to send Yama because out. We are all hoping that things will work. Because you see, and it's so easy to look at what is happening in other countries and make some sharp comparison, even though you can compare your country to other country. But it is also important that you do comparative analysis in politics because I know what shaping discourse and as a forum. Anything I know be expected. But Akufo-Addo can't can you trust him? That is another thing. Because in the first place,
I've always said, with all respect to people who love the president, I respect him as my man, but I've said, he's a man without character, and I think his words, his deeds, his actions they are never in tandem. And I will wish or see but in Pempi to me, I say was see
yes, he's not a trustworthy person. Until I can't some no kind of wa until I'm supposed to know wa because there are fatana say sa Doomo say me a bit me end but me beside me I'm at Ghana me who dear cousin who beside me and officially, there hasn't been any communication telling me as to why we have Doomo. So there is a vacuum. So that vacuum is being filled with cynicism. Last time I catch it all because there is a vacuum that is created. And in politics, you don't create empty space. In politics, you will never create an empty space because the very moment you create empty space, that space will be filled with cynicism and you can't blame anybody. So you have to take that away. In doing that away, you are filling the space with proper communication. When the man buy then once you have filled the space, any cynicism that comes there will be defeated because already you have filled the space with proper communication. So yet obi animwaya Doomo eko. So but obi sorrow say economic problems. Where the way and you can't begrudge any of them because there hasn't been any proper communication from anywhere. So if the president is telling us Doomo is going to end up based on what? Because maybe I don't know what has happened. So I can't take you serious. But from the beginning, no catch them and say, oh, yeah, the microphone by May, this. Abaya finds the finance minister has released this sum of money to them, so the light will be stable. You are making sense. I hope you get me. At this point, you are communicating based on certain factual reality. That nipa bet me a check it. But one kasana winning the ekoso. And there is a problem you've not been able to solve. Then you come back from the room and say, oh, problem is going away next week. No serious thinker ever take you serious. There's no reasonable person that will take you serious. Yes, I understand there are gullible masses who become so much fixated with this active partisan politics. The leader no can't say they don't take, oh, young oh, it's good. But it is not working that way because I can take you to the past where the president has made several comments and several assurances. And as for in the end, it turned out to be the other way around. National address, there will be no haircut. There will be no. It's a popular video that has been trending. Few weeks after, the president was begging Ghanaians, yes, Mr. Remo, allow me, let's do haircut. Let us share the burden. So such a character, like we said, you can't take him serious. So me Akufo-Addo, say, I'll take him serious than the president. Especially at this time, why not be say okay, or more bia, and now some of you know how you can. We have Akufo, yes, and I know Kujina, Yabomura, and Nimkat say, on sorry, match.
Na unim baby, we na papa na anchiano no, hini na anchiano no. And wakotena ni came na puwa wakoi a year program ne ya hyehye no omampanyin nkra no wantwen ama a yabon ra no mpo amfa na no di sempo antudwa omo festival a wo modie Damba festival and ye ton safre no na president koya the way a ya hyehye dwumadie no ono no time eso okasa na ndu ne sumpo no ana sorry so opeso okasa wie ya by force yema ne nkochia ohene okokochia ohene wie ya na power.
Okay. That is it. So, baby, what do you know? I quite say opinion or tifie. Now, Abrano one said that money. Na Japadia crowd be jan and mana sabi oni hormones what did ho no so baby winti on the autona Japadia in a dear. And I want to tone in and wadi and on Sunyam we. She and fan who be Sabra bon not to her, but on four be on far respect to Mobianti, near my oil and a re. Nebuchadnezzar cry. Nebuchadnezzar cry, be awarded me a source of practice shock. Go no cry no Yahoma, so no, I near my Kufado ye. So, Dr. Ren, the same baby Nebuchadnezzar will be our no practice shock. And it is what it is. Akufo-Addo. Ghana for your goodwill be brave man, and I'm for free. So this is a guy, but Charlie, Papa na say near my be brave. Oh, be any more time. My God said that to become a president is not easy thing. I can never sit here and disrespect a president because you know what it takes to become a president. It's not easy, but a come with responsibility. So Oba now offer presidency no now to responsibility no to chene. And now yes, oh, may a president, that is what matters. But the duties, the responsibility that comes of it, you don't care. You will become a failure. Is the reason why today he has failed. Just that People around him are not bold enough to point it out to him, saying, now you are a failure. But the reality is that he's a grand failure. Sabi. Or can't say, I'm not sure say people will take him serious. So doom so no dear no cover buy. And what is the guarantee and assurance to say this time around, it is going to end? There hasn't been any proper communication. Ghana, for at some point, were demanding some of them a timetable. The minister Babontin can say because of the Ghana for. So I dare now buy another over sure Ghana for says it's going to end. So me as an ordinary Ghanaian sitting here, I'm not sure, say I trust the words of the president. I don't take him serious. Whatever that he says, instead of can no sana, just no nothing. You can't because only when you put some our council on sabesi form.
Asɛm a okay na atwe ma adwene akɔ bibi or say anyone can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad. Nti obi abetumi ayɛ mampanyini, but to become a responsible president,
a great deal. The same way that anybody can be a woman, but to be a mother, you need a special skills. That's not what to be a mother. For a woman, they will be able to be a woman, but to be a mother, it's a great deal.
Well, final message and sana meja mwako to a year workers and a year workers day message to all a year workers. Now,
yeah, I think we appreciate the good work and the sacrifices that most Ghanaians